Hey everybody, hey everybody. Thanks for coming in. I hope you're doing great. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. We are 4 days in. We're still going strong. I'm gonna bring up my chat here on the side and see if we have anybody in here. If not, that's totally fine. We'll go ahead and kick it off. Do me a favor when you come in, please say hello and let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Again, day 4 of the new year. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a healthy and a good celebration with your family. 20, 2014, I almost said, I don't know why. 2023 has already been up to quite a start, but we are continuing to go forward. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for coming in. I hope you're doing well and that you had a great new year with your family. Hey, Marjorie, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you. I hope that everything is well in your home. Things are going well here. We're over the illness in our house. Just a little cold bug here, but excuse me. Having a little coffee. My bulletproof coffee came in. The flavored coffee pods, which I absolutely love. The description link for this video, there's a link there. It's my link tree, and it has a bulletproof affiliate link there that you can go ahead and click on, get you some good coffee. Shoot me an email, heartmanmade@gmail.com. I'd be happy to give you a 20% off your first order promo code, coupon code. I'd be happy to share that with you. I think it's Adam 20. I'm not sure. I don't have that off the top of my head, but I believe it's Adam 20. 20% off your order. I think, honestly, you'll love it. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Just get right into it. I'm not sure. Victoria had a doctor's appointment, and her and I talked last week, and just every week for her is going to be tough. So she's going to be in the chats when she can. She's going to be on the camera when she can, but she's actually had a doctor's appointment this afternoon. She's likely still at the doctor's, not going to probably be back to the house for another half hour or so. She may pop on, she may not. But do me a favor. If you see her in the chats, just say hello. And we're working on big things this year, new plans, and different goals. I was talking to another YouTuber this morning who's beginning their own weight loss journey. Talked about bringing them on here to talk about it a little bit, maybe encourage them. We have a big desire here at Heartman Made, our channel, to be doing just that, making a difference every day. And that means offering this type of group. That means offering support. That means offering maybe coaching services at no cost, really. If you're going to put in the work, I'm going to put in the work. I really just want to see you all get to your goals. We talked about SMART goals last year actually, but we talked about SMART goals, and I want to help you get there. I want to help you achieve that. So we are going to, once we see a few more people, and honestly, if a few more people don't show up, I don't care. You can watch this back later. This hopefully will benefit you as you watch it. But our goal today is to talk about facing the facts, and we'll get into that. I'll drop the link for folks to join us on camera at some point. If you want to join on cam and I haven't dropped that link, just send me a message in our chat and just say, hey, where's the link? And we'll get that for you. That coffee is so good. All right. So facing the facts, we're going to get right into it. We won't wait around for anybody. I know some folks that normally join us have some stuff going on today, and that's going to happen. But really, if you want, do me a favor. There's Ella. Ella, I think you are in an auction right now. But thanks for stopping by, showing some love and support. Really do appreciate you. She's literally, I think, on an yeah, she is. She's on Johnny's channel right now doing an auction. But oh, I love you, Ella. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us a little bit of traffic here. We appreciate that. But anyways, guys, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about facing the facts, okay? When it comes to our weight loss journey, and maybe you're going into this thing and maybe you're kind of like me, you like to remain optimistic, but there's a difference between optimistic and walking through things with your eyes closed. Okay, everything's not going to be okay just because you can't see it, but everything is positive. Honestly, you can find the positive in anything as long as you're looking for it. So that's where the optimism versus the blindness comes in. But there are some facts that we're going to have to face as we go through this weight loss journey. And I have a some talk track items I'm going to look to. You see me looking over here. I'm just looking at some notes, some talk tracks from different research that I've done. But before we even get into that, the first fact that we have to face on this weight loss journey, as it is going to take work. Guys, nothing in life is free. Somebody paid for it. Somebody worked for it. Nothing is free. Anything that is worth having is worth working for. And this weight loss journey, guys, it's going to take work. You're going to have to push yourself when you don't feel like it. You're going to have to push yourself when you do feel like it and you feel like you've done enough. Yesterday, last night, I took Heather to the chiropractor. And after the chiropractor, I said to her, because I'm working extra hours this week, and I go over to the neighbor's house and make his breakfast in the morning. So I got to get started work early. So that takes away my time to go to the gym in the morning. I said to Heather, hey, I need to go to the gym after you go to the chiropractor tomorrow night. Or I told her this the day before. And so last night, we're getting ready to go to the chiropractor. I said, Heather, you want to go to the gym? Here she is. Hello, hello, hello. I love you, baby. But so I said to Heather, we're going to go to the chiropractor when we're done with the gym, or we're going to go to the gym. You might need to go to the chiropractor when you're done with the gym, but if you're doing it right, you won't. But we're going to go to the gym when we're done with your chiropractor. Okay. And so she was like, okay, I forgot. And so she got ready. And so when we finished, her chiropractor appointment, we went right to the gym. Now, fortunately, they're not very far away from each other. But when we got there, it was a different time for us. It was a different routine. I was pulling in and I'm like, there's a lot of people here. And, it's like, what are you nervous about? Like, this is where you go work out. This is where other people go work out. You're not going to go put on a presentation for anybody. But I was like in my mind thinking of excuses why maybe tonight's not going to work as I'm pulling into the parking lot. And meanwhile, Mrs. Hartman Maid is over there watching this right now saying, you never said anything of that to me, because I didn't. It was a stupid, useless thought, and I cast it away. But as we were walking in, we got ourselves all set up, and she got going on the it's like an elliptical slash stair climber type crossover machine, and she pounded it out on that. And so I started my regular workout. And I started on the chest press, and maybe you saw my YouTube short already, but I started on the chest press when I first started working out, pressing. I love it when the gym is empty, pressing 75 pounds. Okay. And I have consistently put in the work, the hard work, to increase that because I want to beef up my muscles. Because muscles, building muscle is like passive fat burning, right? Because those muscles are recovering and they're burning fat while you're resting. And so I have tried to beef it up. Well, a few weeks ago, I was there and I have gotten myself up to 235 pounds on the chest press. And there is one more bar on that whole stack, and that takes it to 250. And I pushed as hard as I could, and I got about a half a one on the 250. And I just said, I can't do it. And last night, I was there putting in the hard work, and I said, all right, I'm going to try the 250. And I popped off 5 of them at 250. And man, my smile got like this. And I was like, I just did it. And nobody was around to watch it. And I'll look over my shoulder. And Mrs. Hartman Maid, she is just going to town doing her cardio. She didn't see any of it. And so I got up and I like waved at her and I said, "Hey, I just did all of it. 250." And she's like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, watch." And so I sat back down. Boom, I pounded out 5 more. I did it, the full rack, baby. And so I did 5 more. And then after we finished our workout, we had to stop at the grocery store to get the neighbor some water and a few other supplies. And she said, "Did you want to get a picture of you doing it?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's get a video documenting it." So we went back to the gym before we went home. I still had my flip flops on, and I pounded out 15 more on the full stack. And I put in the hard work, guys. If you go into this weight loss journey and you are not prepared to work, you're going to quit. This is it right there. Right, right, right there. All things are possible. With God, all things are possible. I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. And, sometimes you'll read that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, or which gives me strength. And he does give me strength. But when I do all things through Christ, it strengthens me. It makes me stronger so I can do more things. But guys, hard work is part of this journey. When we're facing the facts, when we're trying to figure it out as we're going forward, the first and foremost one is you have to be prepared to work. Put your work boots on, not your slippers. Okay. Next, one thing you're going to have to remember is you will still live in your old body. Okay. A lot changes. The next thing I have here is you're going to have some excess skin. We were having dinner. Hey, Glenn, thanks for stopping in, man. Appreciate you. When we were having dinner the other night, yep, consistency pays off. Heather and I were having dinner the other night, and one of her friends from school stopped by, and she's considering getting started on her own health journey and whatnot. And so she came down and sat by us, said, "You guys both look great, and you're doing well." And and one thing she said was, um, "What about excess skin?" Hold on one second, guys. All right, there we go. She's like, "I gotta be prepared for the excess skin." And I'm like, "Yeah, right here, guys. See this? Okay." I told her I could skydive without a parachute right now. But that's what happens when you lose 72 pounds. Things don't lay the way they used to, but they also don't stick out the way they used to. I used to say that on my arms, I used to have, I call them swimmies, but those little inflatable things you put on your kids so that they don't sink in the water. Because I used to have big chubby swimmies, and um, now I got some muscles, but I got some skin. And hard work pays off, consistency pays off. You're still going to live in that same body, and things are going to change. Um, Growing up heavier, like me, that tends to attract a few things. You become the butt of a few jokes, and you have literally, if you've grown up like me, you have become the fat kid. Like, it's in your self image, it's in your psyche, your confidence in certain areas. And thank God I was able to overcome that in a lot of areas. Because, and I'm also a good faker. But confidence becomes an issue for you, um, it growing up heavy, or carrying this weight. And unless you can reprogram yourself, unless you can get a realistic view of you, okay. Um, there's this song I like to listen to, and it's by the Sidewalk Prophets, and it's literally become one of my favorite songs. And if you look back in my videos here, you'll see a video I did. Um, you see a video I did, and it's talking about getting real and getting raw, and it's about this song. And it starts out and says, "What do you see when you look in the mirror? A loser, a failure," right? And that's what's like. So, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And then the voice is in the back of your head says, "A loser, a failure," right? And it goes on and on. But the reality is, it says, "You're not worthless, you're chosen." Okay. Or not, you're not worthless, you're precious. You're not left out. um And it goes on and it talks about how the opposite of what you think of yourself is a reality. Okay. Um, the Bible says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You know what? God does not make trash. Okay. He makes things fearfully and wonderfully, and that's you. Okay. And you need to get an understanding that even though on this weight loss journey, you are going to live in this old body, you need to get a realistic view on who you are, um, because you're no longer that person. Okay, we're changing. We're still living in this old body. We're changing. We're changing who we are by the choices that we're making. And so while you're losing weight, the clothes are going to get bigger, right? The skin's going to get saggier, um, and the reality is, when somebody else sees you, they're going to see the changes. But here's where the fact comes in. Okay, this is where it hits. You're not going to see it. You'll see it sometimes. There are times, man, in this journey as I've been going, I'm looking at myself, I'm like, man, who is that skinny guy? I let the dogs out, guys, and my phone comes up an alert and it says, someone's at your front door. And I bring up the video and I see this little small guy, okay, like this, okay. Um, and I'm like, that's me. I used to be right. And now I look at it, I say, right? And I see it and I know it. Okay, that's a fact, and that's not going to change overnight. And then I'll get to the gym and I'll sit down and there's a big old mirror in front of me and I'll start to do my workout and I'll look and I'll be like, man, look at that freaking fat gut. You are disgusting. And inside of my head, I'm battling with the fact that I don't see the change that are really there. And you need to change your perception of yourself and understand that you are changing. Okay. You know, as I got on this weight loss journey, I lost weight pretty quick, and not everybody's going to do that, guys. Before I even started to go to the gym, and so I started April 23rd on my diet. We started going to the gym, I think, on June 12th. I had already lost 35 pounds. Okay. My clothes sizes were changing. I ended up literally, they're downstairs in my basement right now. You can see them if you came over. There's like a hallway of hanging clothes because everything in my closet didn't fit anymore. And yet I still go to the gym and I look at myself in that mirror and I think I see a loser and a failure, right? Because that's inside of my head. That's the perception that needs to change. You know what? It wasn't until, and guys, I've bought different size clothes. I bought one size shorts and I was like, all right, I haven't worn these shorts since I was in high school. And the next thing you know, they were too big and I bought the next size down and they were too big and I bought the next size down. And the reality is, guys, though, once I put on the biggest pair of pants I ever wore in public because they fit me, and I was able to hold them out in front of me because I went from a 52 size 52 pants, guys. Confess your faults one to another. Open up the closet. I'm being real and raw, guys. I was fat. I'm still fat. I was very fat, and I went from a 52 and now I can fit into a 38. But it wasn't until I was standing in those 52s, holding them out in front of me, I realized how far I have come, and nobody is going to take that away from me because I'm setting it in my mind. The fact is, I needed to change my mind. And so, one thing I'm going to give you, a tip I'm going to give you, is keep one of your larger pieces of clothing, leave it in the closet, and then put that thing on once in a while to remind yourself, this don't fit me anymore. Heather's was slow, much slower than mine. Since November, she's gained 7 pounds. She did have a couple of injuries, her hip and her shoulder, that prevented her from going to the gym. But she decided she was going to wait till the first year to get back on track. But she is going strong now. Matter of fact, we were excited when we got to the gym. Yeah, well, it still seems kind of big to me. And sometimes I wonder if maybe it's 38 in some pants and a 40 in others. But anyways, Hey, Glenn, take it easy. Have a great day. Get home safe. All right, boss. Um, but we were at the gym yesterday, guys, and we saw that there's a personal trainer that partners with the owner of our gym, and he's offering free one-on-one sessions to all of the members. So Heather and I both have a session set up for next week. We are absolutely excited about that, and we are going to continue to push harder than ever in this coming year. But guys, you need to develop a new image of yourself. The fact is, number one, it's going to take work, and the next fact is you're not going to see the changes that are actually happening. You're going to see the big kid, right? The bully magnet, the one that was picked last, the one that was left out, the one was overlooked, the one that was the underdog. You're going to see that person. But when you have that article of clothing that no longer, um, stop it, Marjorie, that no longer, you know what? Everybody carries weight totally different. You got to remember that too. Um, and you know, as I have been changing and burning fat in different areas and putting on muscles, um, I was down to an extra large shirt, but some of my shirts I got to wear 2X, and because my arms have gotten a little bigger and my chest is getting bigger. Um, but that's okay. One thing I saw, and this is important. One thing I saw, Heather shared a video with me, and it was about a gym owner. And he is a big proponent of the carnivore diet. Excuse me 1 second. And he said, I'm going to be one of the only gym owners that does this. I'm throwing away the scales. Because the reality is, when you're on the carnivore diet and you're changing the way that you eat and the way that your body literally responds to food and fat loss and all of that, if you feel good, that's the plan. If you look good, that's the plan. And maybe the scale number goes up, maybe the scale number doesn't move. The scale number has not moved as much for Heather at certain times, but she is literally wearing the smallest clothing that I have ever known her to wear. And we'll be married for 15 years in June. And you know, I'm pretty sure that statement I just made is accurate regarding the smallest clothing, but let's see what she says. It's the belly rolls. We would all be much smaller. Yeah, if they didn't need to be tucked into our pants. That inner tube that we're carrying around. But guys, you got to work on it. It's going to take work. It goes back to that first one. But like I said, keep that larger piece of clothing as you start buying the smaller sizes. Put it on once in a while. Look in the mirror and see how far you've come. Unless you develop a new image of yourself, unless you change your mind, you're still going to have the I'm just fat tendencies that you no longer need to have. You need to take time to appreciate your progress, okay? And when you're appreciating your progress, you won't sabotage yourself as much. All right. Let's see what else do we got here. I'm wearing a large top and a size 12 pants now. Was in 1 to 2X and size 18, down 30 pounds. Victoria, welcome. I hope everything went well at the doctor's. Number one, face the facts that you're gonna have to work. Number two, face the facts that you're going to be changing, but you won't see it. So you need to change your image. You need to change your image, your perception of yourself. You're gonna have some extra skin. I said clothes are gonna get bigger. You're gonna have some extra skin. If you need to lose a significant amount of weight, then I'm sure you've heard people talking about having a significant amount of skin. You're absolutely right. Muscle weighs more than fat. And when you look at all right, don't go too far, right? Hope everything comes out all right. Um, so if you look at the amount, the volume that 5 pounds of muscle occupies versus the volume that 5 pounds of fat occupies, takes up a lot less real estate too. Um, so back to the loose skin thing. Okay. Some people say, well, I don't want to lose that much weight because I don't want to deal with the extra skin. Okay, guys, that's an excuse. Okay. Be stronger than your excuses. That's an excuse. And guess what? If you have that mentality, you're not going to lose that much weight. So you're not going to have the extra skin. Yes, they're not too bad. But understanding the fact is, as weight loss happens, you will have extra skin. And understand, I'm sorry, that the skin has been stretched tight for a while. Okay. And you and I, exactly, Victoria, exactly. You can tuck in extra skin. You and I are not getting any younger. Okay. So the elasticity of that skin it's not going to just bounce back. It's going to be maybe a little bit uneasy on the eyes at times when you see it. But you know what? It's a progress pic right in front of you. Okay. It's reflection because you used to fill that extra skin. Eventually you may choose to go to a plastic surgeon. I will never do that. I follow Laura Spath here on YouTube and Instagram. She has done an amazing job with the carnivore diet, kept off weight for a long time, and she just had skin removal. And that poor lady has been in so much pain. Hey there, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you, Donna. I missed Marjorie's comment here. I've been making better choices for food and not eating everything I want to. Not on the seafood diet, right? Lost about 4 pounds. Okay, that's awesome. And Marjorie, I was watching a YouTuber this morning, and this person is starting their weight loss journey. And we were kind of collaborating a little bit. I was giving some encouragement and whatnot. And they were saying that they've been dealing with a lot of pain and they can't exercise, but they drove around an area with their car and they saw there was 1.5 miles in this complete circle. And they decided every night they're going to walk that 1.5 miles, however long it takes them, no matter what the weather is. And so, activity is activity. Eventually you'll want to get to aerobic activity, right, and whatnot. But diet is so much more important, in my opinion, than that activity. All right, okay. I think I'm caught up. We got a bunch of hellos and great jobs. And if you're due a hello and a great job, you're due it. So a couple tips to dealing with the extra skin, though, based off of it is commitment. It is, yeah. And I think you do know this person. They just dropped a video about doing it, doing some new stuff. I'm actually hoping to have him on here pretty soon. But a couple tips that I have regarding the extra skin that I've heard will work. I've seen it work. Like I said, I used to have inner tubes on my arms, and this was all puffed out. Now you can see I have extra skin, but I have muscles. Okay. And that has changed. I have extra skin. That's embarrassing for me to even do that. But I've drawn some of that skin in by lifting heavy weights. Okay. And so a tip would be lifting heavy weights, if you can, will help with the skin. But also, I've heard, and Heather, if you can drop the name of that doctor that has done some stuff on YouTube, fasting. Intermittent fasting actually helps with stop pulling your skin. Okay. We just got a red light for therapy for shoulder, hip. Also red, that can help collagen production and reduce the loose skin. A good bit of that will still bounce back even further out from hitting goal weight. Awesome. And Donna is one to know. She's lost a bunch of weight and maintained it for a while. So good resource right here is Donna. one thing, yeah, I think it's Jung or Hung or something like that. I think so, yes. And so I under once I looked into what he was saying, it makes sense to me. Okay, so right now, um, when you're overweight and you don't eat, it's harder for you to lose weight because your body holds on to it and it feeds off of your fat. Okay, but as you're going through this weight loss journey and as you're losing this weight, um, your fat is reducing. Okay. And so by fasting, your body is still going to feed off of itself. But as the fat gets closer to the protein, right, the skin, it will begin to feed on that. And this doctor has proven, um, true story. Um, this doctor is proving that fasting actually your body will draw some of that in by getting on this intermittent fasting schedule as you continue to lose weight. So keep that up. Another note of fact here is, guys, you are going to receive, and I said this a little bit earlier, Dr. Hung. It might be Jung. I think it's Jung. And I'm not going there. uh, Yes, you better be good. I'm gonna put you in the corner with Porcelain Princess there. I mean, it's never too late. Correct. And I appreciate you saying I have my youth because I always tell Heather I am not old yet. Um, but none of us are, right? Um, you're gonna receive comments from friends and family. Okay. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about this when we're talking about facing the facts. Number one, the comments you might get might be, um, how long is this going to last? Because let's be real, guys, they know us. They've watched us work, they've watched us not work. And so you're going to have some naysayers. I was trying to be pretty quiet about my attempts to lose weight in the beginning. To, I didn't want people to know that I was trying to deal with a blood sugar problem. I was trying to be super private about it. Um, because, guys, I have never been, besides my marriage or my job, I've never been committed to anything very long in my life. And, my Christian walk, my marriage, and my job. That's my longest commitments, guys. And so I didn't want to make myself like a public spectacle because you will get comments and they're going to sometimes be hurtful, not intentionally, but they're going to be hurtful. Don't let friends and family make you feel bad about wanting to lose weight and get healthy. Don't let them steal your thunder. Right. And so if you face the fact that you may get these comments already, you're going to be prepared for it. Okay. Number two, um, you might get comments from them talking about how well you're doing. Right. And that will come. Okay. But this is where the facts come in. Don't be looking for them all the time because they may not say something right away. And that might discourage you because you're like, guys, here I am over here 4 sizes down and not one person on my side of the family has said a word to me, right? And maybe you're like, is it in my head? Am I just buying clothes from like a closeout store where the sizes are marked wrong? Maybe I'm deceptive. Maybe I'm delusional over here. So when it comes to these comments, take them in stride. Um, Absolutely, but we all have a story and it will inspire others. Exactly. Agree with Victoria and Donna. Okay, so it sucks to say, but there are some friends that keep you around because you're the fatter of the two, right? You're fatter than them. Uh, I got fat friends too, and for a long time, I have been the fat friend. That being said, not everyone is going to be supportive. I'm going to just say this, okay, because maybe I shouldn't. I have a family member. Love them. They always ask me if I want a piece of cake. They always ask me if I want snack, they always ask all the time. And I say, no, I can't eat that. Oh, I know. Then what are you asking me for? What happens if I finally break down and say, yeah, I'll take two, right? You're not helping me. But let's be honest, guys. If we face the fact these people aren't always going to be on our side, it's going to be easier to defend against it. Not everyone is going to be that supportive. There might be some people that try to sabotage you knowingly or unknowingly. With that said, the trick is understanding how to respond to these people. So at first, I was getting ticked off at this person always offering me cake. Finally, now I just say no thanks, but I really appreciate you offering it to me. Let's see here. Also, don't let compliments make you settle and think, oh, yes, right. You know what your goal is, guys. Keep pushing until you get there. And I'll say, after you get there, set another one, because that's what I just did. I said, who's going to join me for the next 40? Guys, I set out to be 40 by 40. Okay. I lost 72. So I said, for this year, who's going to join me for the next 40? We might get 72. We might get 25, but we're shooting for 40. So when you get to that goal, set another one. Anyways, back in. So another thing is for us is being on the carnivore diet, we have plenty of people that know much more than us. And that kind of diet is going to kill you. And that kind of diet is going to cause damage. And that kind of diet is not sustainable. And everybody is an expert. Okay. And everybody knows more than you. And that can really get in your craw. I'm telling you. I have somebody that is a fitness person and knows a ton. And they called me out on an Instagram post and basically said to me, so what's your plan once you're done with this? Because this isn't sustainable. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this person get to me. The fact is, I'm under the care of a professional. They've directed me in this manner and they're constantly keeping up on my health. And if managed appropriately, this is sustainable long term. But I appreciate your concern, right? We need to know how to respond in any of these instances. So we've talked about how to respond to the naysayers, how to respond to the compliments. Don't just settle for the compliments, but just the fact is we need to be prepared to respond, to handle this. Let's see here. This is one. And I got a bunch over here, and I've looked at them up. I've researched, and I've chatted some in my mind here. But some of these are ones that I deal with. So you may feel that it's not real. That it's not real. It's common for many individuals to lose a decent amount of weight and then later regain it. Okay, guys. I have wrestled with this in my mind for a while. What happens when I go all the way? Guys, I have friends and people that I know that have had weight loss surgery and gained it all back. Okay? They've literally changed. You've seen it on TV. These people have literally had weight loss, changed the composition of their body and still gained all that weight back. And so if they're approaching it with parts that are now made smaller and my parts aren't made smaller, how am I going to succeed? This isn't real. This isn't long term. This isn't sustainable. I will be fat again. And if you find yourself in a place where your current results or the ones you're leaning towards, headed towards, moving towards aren't real, then it's not going to last. You need to listen to yourself and then stop it, because you will convince yourself and then lead you right back to the weight, right? You need to an acronym I heard was false fear, right? Okay, so we're talking about fear. I'm afraid this isn't real. Fear. False evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. Heather used to tell me, your feelings are your servants. Though they may be real, they are your servants and not your masters. Okay? You need to tell yourself to stop because that is fake. That is false. That is not real. And if you change that, then you will have all the skills and the tools to stay this way or get even better. I have been on here for quite a while. Hold on one second. And I have not dropped this link. I am so sorry. I got going here and I just wasn't paying attention. So let me go into this here, copy this link address, and we'll drop this here. We'll paste it. Whoops. And send that in. If anybody wants to join me here on camera, I would be more than happy to have you come in with your camera on. I have my phone moved over so I can see you. You won't be sitting in the back room for hours. But if you want to come on, I would gladly let you in. Let me go to YouTube and pin that. We're pinning it. We're pinning it. We're pinning it. Now we'll go back. All right, cool. So you may feel it's not real. You need to convince yourself that it is because what you believe, your perception is your reality. Again, another fact here is you're going to, like I said, continue to have to work hard. This is not temporary. Okay, unfortunately, it took us a lifetime of choices to get where we are. It's going to take us a lifetime of choices to keep us from getting back here. Maintaining the weight loss is a completely different challenge. So maybe you're getting to the place where you're conquering the weight loss, and this is awesome, and this is great. And I'm telling you all this because I need to know this. I need to stay sharp on this. Is maintaining this weight loss is going to be a whole new challenge. Okay, we need to identify critical things in our lives, in our choices today that have gotten us here, and identify them clearly, mark them as things that will keep us here, and pay close attention because we might need to make some changes along the way. I'm sure if you've been on a weight loss journey for any period of time, you've had to do some calibration, right? And make some adjustments along the way. That's never going to stop. We're going to have to keep on keeping on. But I can and I will. I got these on magnets. I put them on magnets and I have them on my filing cabinet right over here. They are great reminders. Plus, I can grab them and show them to you as we get going here. Let's see here. Some facts you might have to realize. You could cause a conflict with your partner. You could cause a conflict with your partner. According to the study in the journal Health Communication, shedding pounds after a wedding or out of the blue can cause your partner to feel insecure and threatened. I am not saying this because it's happened in our house, okay? This is just off of some research that I've done and a list that I have. This is a very random thing, but it could be a real thing, okay? I used to be a volunteer firefighter. And one thing I learned was you go in the fire with a partner, you come out with a partner, okay? You never leave your partner. That's coming into play right here. I lost 72 pounds. Heather lost 30. But I was not going to leave her where she was. She wasn't going to get started on this thing. And so I just started making her food and putting it on the table and telling her it was time to eat. And she fell, you know what? It's my job as her partner to make sure she does not get left. It is your job, guys. Take this seriously. Be proactive and not reactive. That's what I'm getting at. So you could cause a conflict with your partner if you're not being proactive. Do what you need to do to make sure your partner is able to succeed as well. Sit down with them. If you think that they are having these feelings, or maybe it hasn't dawned on you until now. Maybe you're a blockhead like me, and it's taken someone to point this out that you're like, oh, gee, maybe I should see if they're struggling. Okay, take the temperature here, assess the situation, and make sure they're okay. Find out what those concerns are. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. That's one thing that, and I don't think I'm going to get in any trouble on this channel. Females think that males struggle with communication, and the reason why they think that is because we do. Okay, when you ask us how we're doing, we say fine, and you're like, if I tell them that I'm doing fine, that means there's a problem. But when we say fine, it doesn't mean there's a problem. It means we're fine, but we're just not communicating in the same way that you need to communicate. You need me to say, everything's all right. I think my temperature's running fine. I'm actually feeling okay, and I'm actually kind of happy today. No, I said that all by saying I was fine, but that's not enough. And so when it comes to this whole conflict, avoiding this conflict, it's going to be resolved by communication. We definitely talk a lot, and sometimes I listen a lot. I love you. But that's what I'm getting at, though, is this weight loss journey could cause a conflict if you're not communicating, if you're not proactively reinforcing it. And if you can't do it, guys, I'll tell you what, paying for counseling or a date. I've always heard a date night is cheaper than a divorce. Paying for someone to talk you through and prevent problems is cheaper than paying for a divorce. And honestly, you care about that person, you love them, so why wouldn't you want to make sure they're okay and bring them to a better version of themselves? You could cause conflict. You'll see, another fact is, you'll see that life isn't all that different now. Okay, we all know that losing weight and getting into shape is good for us, right? Who doesn't? It's the new year, guys. Everybody's on a weight loss journey. Hold on one second. Sorry. All right. Sorry about that. I just had to deal with a quick fire. Everybody's on a weight loss journey because it's good for you. A study took 1,979 overweight and obese adults and watched them over a period of 4 years. They discovered a reduction in health risks, but not with any psychological benefits. When you are actively losing weight, that next level, the next period of weight loss is like a honeymoon period. And once you hit maintenance, there's not really any more regular feedback, no more wins. At some point, guys, people are going to stop saying, hey, you look great, right? Because you've looked great for the last 4 years. Okay, you're holding it off. But meanwhile, you might be seeing some changes. But take a look back at why you started. Maybe you wanted to lose weight for a specific event, for a specific time, maybe for a specific health reason. Take a look back at what your motivation was, because your deepest motivations led you to lose weight, and that's great. So the big motivators created this change. You may feel like you're missing something in your life. If you do happen to feel like this, talk to somebody. You might get to a place of stagnancy, because, before I started my weight loss journey, I was having, self-image issues, right? Not me, but maybe you, maybe me, right? Who knows? And then I lost a bunch of weight and everyone told me how great I looked, right? And now, here maybe I'm 3-4 years later and those self-image issues are coming back in my head. You'll see that life isn't all that different, right? There's going to be active mind changes that need to take place. And you might need to talk to somebody. Maybe this is talk to somebody. I dropped a link. Come on, let's talk. I'm not going to write you a prescription or give you much advice, but I will listen to you. Um, so let's see here. I've gone through pretty much all of this. You're going to start getting attention from strangers. um, I don't know how true that is, but honestly, um, I don't really pay attention because it says here getting attention from the opposite sex is a benefit of losing weight, or is it? I don't know about you, but I'm not really looking for any attention. Everything's great in our house. The only lady that I need attention from gives it to me already. Um, uh, the note here says often with women who lose weight, there are other emotions wrapped up with being overweight. Oftentimes, there could be a history of abuse or other protection mechanisms that you might need to work out. If you start feeling vulnerable or fearing a relationship, I invite you to find somebody to work through that with. Um, but the reality is face the facts, guys. Somebody may start paying more attention to you. Maybe they'll pay less attention to you. The person you need to worry about the most is the person you look in the mirror, okay? You need to become content and have that person become content, not somebody else. Your value should not come from somebody else. And so um yeah, these are kind of all the ones I've had, but wrapping it up, losing weight um is a big deal. It's a big journey, and there's a lot that's involved in this. Um, there's a lot of mental stuff that's going on with it too. Maybe it's healing, maybe it's not. Um, but if we don't get our thoughts under control, okay, if we don't get our thoughts under control, that's going to set us up to fail. Um, it's like that thing I was saying, fear, right? Your feelings are your servants and not your masters. Your thoughts need to be your feelings, or I'm sorry, your thoughts need to be your servants too. The Bible talks about bringing every thought captive, casting down imaginations, and bringing every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. You need to consciously take control of your thoughts, okay? When it comes to all of this, you need to be in control of your thoughts, okay? And for me, I'm putting it under the obedience of Christ. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Make your thoughts, put them in their place. That's what I'm getting at. Put them in their place. The reality is that's not me anymore, or this is me now, and I'm going to own this. You have to take control of your thoughts. There's going to be people. There's going to be people that are going to have their opinions. There's going to be people that are going to influence you, but you're the one that can give them control. So we got a lot of facts that we can face. I think the biggest fact that we started out with, one of the most important ones, is it's going to take work, and that work is going to be continually required. So I hope this was helpful with you. I'm coming in for a landing now. I appreciate your time. I made a cross stitch that says, take care of your thoughts and your actions will take care of themselves. That's good. I like that. Yeah, I like that. I hope that some of this helped you. I know at some point I get rambling, right? And maybe I'm not making sense at times. I don't know. Sometimes I get a thought and I run with it and then I forget where I left. But I hope there was something here that helped you a little bit. My biggest encouragement, my biggest takeaway is that you go into this thing eyes wide open and just keep going. It's way too soon to quit, guys. You're just getting started. When you look at, I have heard it said, and I don't have a business card right near me, um, but I've heard it said. We'll use this as an example. This is about the width of a business card. I've heard it said that if we were to draw a line from this side of the room to that side of the room, your life is about the width of this business card if you turn it that way. The reality is, in the grand scheme of things, you're just getting started. Okay. um we're just a flash in the pan. We got a little while. Take control of your thoughts. um Pick up, move forward. If you have a trip, stand back up. But keep going. If you have not joined our Facebook group, the link for that's down in the description. I'd love to have you over there. Please feel free to email me. My email's been scrolling this entire time. Um, and if you have some ideas about maybe some things you want to talk about, maybe one of these weeks, that's exactly what we'll do. Is we'll just come on and just we'll call it the chew for a little while, and we'll just talk without a topic at all. Kind of let the chat determine where we head. Again, we just want to make a difference. We want to help you. We want to see you thrive. We want to do. The song says, "Let's more than just survive. We were made to thrive." So, guys, I appreciate your time coming on here with me, and I hope you have a blessed day. I love you, and I'm going to sign off for now. But take it easy, y'all.